Aloha. Hawaiian word for footprint. So Bill and I, we met like 20 years ago, probably, right? Yeah, but I went shooting weddings, photographing weddings, and he's played music at weddings, and he's played concerts at Broken Top Club, and all over the place.
And he sang at Nico's baby luau.
What's that?
Sang at Nico's baby luau.
Yeah, and then after we became friends, and he sang at Nico, who's right there, his first birthday party. We got a baby luau for Nico, and played music at the luau. And wow, things have changed. Now he's going off to college. Oh man, Bill's an amazing part of this community. If anybody's been here long enough, you've probably seen him play or heard his music, because he's one of those guys that's always playing somewhere, and he's just such a big part of the community. He hosted his own benefit luau for many years. It was awesome. Now the Athletic Hub. He's got some great CDs that I was honored to help do some photographs for some of the CDs that he's got. I highly recommend. I listen to them all the time, and we have them. We're going to be selling, and Bill's kindly actually donating half the profits to the CDs back to Unity. So please take some home with you. We got those out there. You know that song, Some of the Rainbow? It reminds me of my mom. My mom, who raised me in Hawaii, and she came over from Mississippi in the 60s from a very different culture as a summer missionary, went to Hawaii and met my dad, who somehow won her over. And she fell in love and never went back. And her parents basically disowned her because she told them she was marrying a Japanese man in Hawaii and she wasn't coming home. And they were very deep south Mississippi, very different culture, and were not really on board with that. Fortunately, she didn't let that bother her, and she had me, and that sort of started to break down the barriers with family as they started to open up and allow us to come and visit. But I always think of her and that song, because number one, she loved the Wizard of Oz movie, but that was her somewhere over the rainbow. It's coming from Mississippi to Hawaii, and she's always looking over the rainbow, for something better for her family, for us. One of my first memories in Hawaii of love, Hawaiian style, I was maybe 10 years old, living in Manoa, and going to school there. It's this little valley of the island on the side of town. And after school, we would catch the city bus. It was not a school bus, it was a big city bus. The city bus, if you get on the bus going to the right, you go basically to my house and into the valley. If you get the bus and you go to the left, he goes to Aloha Shopping Center, which everybody knows is the happiest place on earth, right? It's like Disneyland for Hawaiians. It's a shopping center. And I've never been on, all I do is ride the bus, go home. So one day I got this wild hair up my okole. For whatever reason, I decided I'm going to go on the bus by myself to Aloha. So after school, 10 years old, I hopped, instead of getting on the bus going right, I crossed the street, hopped on the bus going left. And I get to Aloha, I get off, I'm like cruising the mall, got me an ice cream, some crack seeds, like, oh, big boy now. And then I go back to the bus stop, a couple hours later to go home, and there's like 370 buses going all over. And I assume this is a central bus station at the mall, so I figured, well, they all go back to my house. So I just hopped on the first bus that came, and I didn't see my house. I saw other parts of the island I had never seen before, and literally I was on the bus all day long until night came, and the bus starts going into the bus station, the depot, and the bus driver gets up and he looks in the back and he sees this little kid on the seat, and he's like, "You lost!" Big Hawaiian guy, like, "Hey boy, you lost." "Yeah." "What's your phone number?" "No." "Where do you live?" "Manoa." Like, "All right, come." He pulls me outside the bus, and his family pulls up in a station wagon. Like his wife and like 5 kids in a whole station wagon. He's like, "Get inside, come. I'm going to take you home." So we get in the car, we drive home. He's like, "Does that look familiar?" I'm like, "Yeah, turn over there. There's my school. Turn there." He's like, "Now what?" We go there. We finally made it back to my house, and he walked me to the door and presented my mom. And my mom opened the door going, "There's this big Hawaiian guy over here delivering." I don't know if she even thought, where is he all this? It's dark. So we used to play all day long, nobody even cared, Come back for food, maybe. You know, but while you're by bedtime, you're good. So that was my first real memory of love that extended beyond personal family. It was everybody was family, and of course you would do that. Now, as a parent, you grow up. Of course, you would take a kid home. We wouldn't do it in this day and age because you'd probably get arrested for kidnapping. Try to take a kid home, unfortunately, but that was what we did back then. Yeah. I know you have a song that I love, Aloha, and was that your great grandfather or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
My great grandfather was his Keale, and he was always went hunting from the island of Kauai. There's a place called Aloha Valley, and he lived down there. But in that valley, it's very special. But he'd always go hunting, and his friends would always say, "Hey, Moses, why don't you come to church with us?" And he'd look at them funny and say, "Church? What is that? What is church?" He says, "Well, that's where you go. You talk to God, you worship God." And you look at them funny and say, "God? Who's God?" See, it was funny that way. He didn't believe in things that, he couldn't see, so he would go hunting instead. And so that day, he went chasing after mountain goat on Kauai, on the side of this waterfall. Uncle Mokiali tells his story. The name of this waterfall is Aloha, or the waters of love. And he was chasing this goat up the side of this waterfall. And this waterfall is about 700 feet up, and each time you get close to that goat, the goat would jump up higher. Little rascal. And so Grandpa, would follow that goat. But each time you get into the grass where you can leap up after that goat, he would jump up even higher. And this went on for hours. And he was so tired that he couldn't go another step. But he saw that goat on this ledge, and he figured, if I can get up to that ledge, I got him, I can corner him. So he got up there, and he just barely pulled himself up, and he turned around, and the goat and disappeared. So he thought to himself, after we looked at this story, Uncle Mo was explaining what that could have been, Keakua, or the Creator trying to teach him a lesson, So with that, great grandpa, he was so tired he couldn't get down. He said, there's a God up there. If you save my life, I'll dedicate my life to you, and I'll even build you a church. Big words, yeah. But he did. He took that leap of faith, literally, and he jumped off the waterfall. And he hit this pandanus plant on the way down, and he tumbled into the water. And when he came to, half of his body on land, half in the water, his hunting dog was licking his face. And he got up, he checked his body, he was okay. And then he put his family on a canoe, and they paddled across the channel to the island of Niihau. And that's where he had the first church built over there. And he became a self-made minister. He was the first kahuna of the family. And he was a healer. And he wrote this song called Momau, which I'll sing for you folks.
I'm not going to sing along. Staying out of this.
So this song talks about the perpetuation of righteousness that comes from the Heavenly Father. So let us gather together in His grace and He drink from the waters of life. Song Guamo.
My grandpa and my grandma in Hawaii, my Japanese grandparents who I grew up with, were a big part of my life. And I felt like we went over there almost every weekend to hang out and eat, play lunch, and my grandpa would have TV on, he'd have a pool table, he'd go fishing, and anybody and everybody could come over, you know, he just invited everybody. Oh, it was amazing. And I remember there was always this one guy there, his name was Junior Spence. He's this big, howly redhead, like 6 foot something guy from the East Coast, you know, and his whole family came over. It was the oddest thing, because here's my little Japanese grandpa, you know, local guy, and my Japanese dad, and there's this huge, you know, man's man, howdy guy, but he's always over there with his family every weekend. And Junior was just there, and part of the family. And I remember my grandfather one day, I was probably like 10, and he would go fishing. He loved to fish. And so we went down to the dock, my grandma, me, and my grandpa. He was loading the boat, so he took some stuff out. We waded out in the water to the boat. Come back, got some more stuff. Then he comes back, and grandma's standing there on the edge, and he grabs her and whips her up in the air in his arms, you know, and he like just starts, and she goes, ah! She starts laughing and giggling, and he carries her through the water and plops her in the boat, and he's coming back for me, and I'm just like, I must be Superman. How can you carry her like that? You know, it's like, what? I mean, she was probably 90 pounds anyway. I thought, oh, all of a sudden my grandpa just was like amazing. Like he could do so much stuff with us, for us, and grandpas are so important. When I was in college, grandpa got cancer, and he unfortunately died of cancer when I was in college. And I went back home for the funeral. And I remember at the funeral, this guy, Junior, this friend that he was always there, did the eulogy. And so Junior gets up and he starts to share how when they first moved to Hawaii in the 60s, Grandpa and Grandma were the first ones at his door with a plate of food, saying, "Come, welcome to the neighborhood, you know, come to our house." And they were the only Howleys in the whole neighborhood. They moved into Kaneohe, local kind of place, you know, so they were really stuck out. But Grandpa and Grandma welcomed them to the house, brought them over, and became best friends for life. And Junior, I just remember him, he's like me, he couldn't even get through his words. He just broke down and started crying because he was so moved by what my grandparents had done for their family. And that to me always embodies the Aloha spirit, you know. It's different for everybody, but I think for me it's that we love everybody like our family.
Respect them.
Yeah. And of course I'll remember that forever, you know. What is Aloha? What is Aloha?
Aloha is, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we grew up, and we look at the word aloha, and when we look at that one word, there's actually two words, alo and ha. And alo, it means in the presence of Keakua, our Creator. And ha is the breath of life. And so when we greet someone with aloha, we greet them with respect and humility, love. And so the early greetings were we would touch foreheads and noses, and we look each other straight into the eye. And so we could see each other's souls, you know? And we would take that breath together, like, aha, yeah. So this was that circle of aloha, this love, this humility and respect we have for each other. And this song,
Yeah, the song.
they sing this one for you guys, okay? It's called Aloha Is. So if you listen to the words, this is pretty easy to understand. Aloha is a promise. The sun will shine again. Bring fresh hopes and dreams with each new day that begins. Aloha is the sunlight shining through the darkness, giving strength in all we do. Aloha is grace, walking in the sunlight, feeling the beauty of life, feeling the beauty of life. I know you feel it too.
That makes me think about my grandma. It was especially full of aloha, and she was an artist. She loved to paint. She oil painted, and she painted these beautiful pictures. I remember one of the things she loved to do was to go to art shows and to take her paintings and sell them to tourists. And she told me I would go with her to the show sometimes and hang out, like a little kid, you're like, boring. But she would talk to everybody. Anybody came by, hi, come over, look at my pictures. Come, you want to see my pictures? I paint beautiful pictures. Come here. And she talked to everybody, But what I loved was that she would get so excited when she sold a picture, a painting to a tourist. Not because she wanted tourist money, but because she said, oh, they get to take something beautiful from the islands home to remind them of the islands and their trip. And she loved sending people home with that gift, that treasure. Grandma was, she was funny. I remember Claire and I went home once after college to visit. It was there after Halloween. And we went to visit Grandma, and we said, hey, Grandma, how's Halloween? What, did plenty kids come to your house? And she's like, oh, yeah. And I said, what did you give candy? She said, oh, I do raisins and Bible stories. And we're like, Grandma, the kids are going to egg your house. And it's like, oh, no, I put it fast in the bottom of their bag before they could see who's putting it. She would laugh and laugh, and we're like, oh, God. Raisins and Bible stories. She was fearless about sharing love with people and everybody. And I think she was a born-again Christian. I don't remember her talking about God or Jesus and all that too much, because maybe I just didn't pay attention. But she was very, very devout later on in her life. And she, when my grandfather died, she told me that she was at his bedside. And his last words to her were, I'm going to go see Jesus now, Mommy. And he always called her Mommy. And I think that they truly embody that essence of aloha. And grandmothers especially, and I got to do the eulogy at my grandmother's funeral, because I was a little older, which was the craziest thing. My family called me, my uncle calls me, and he goes, the family's nominated you to do the eulogy for the funeral. I'm like, what? Like, you're the other one that has experience public speaking. Okay, thanks, we'll see you in Hawaii, bye. Like, I got to do the eulogy. So I did the eulogy, and I remember, my grandmother used to always sing. No matter what, she would sing. She had a horrible voice. But she'd always sing, and one of her songs was Jesus Loves Me and Hot Cross Buns. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns. When I gave her eulogy, I decided I was going to sing that song in honor of Grandma. It was pretty bad, but it was